Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is tissues. As you have already read about the chapter cell, and I hope it is very much clear to you what is cell, how the cell is important for a living organism, and what is its importance, how many types of cells are there. So if you remember, in the beginning of the chapter we learnt about that some unicellular organisms are there and multicellular organisms are there. So do you think that they are able to conduct their all the life processes in the same way, like unicellular and multicellular? No. In unicellular organism, in single cell, all of the life processes, like movement of the molecules and all, transportation of the substances, then respiration, then stimulus, growth, excretion, nutrition, all these things takes place within that cell, single cell. But if we talk about all the multicellular organisms, do you think that it will also happen in the same way, that only one cell will do all the works? Just imagine about your body. Is it so that every cell is doing its one type of work, single type of work, or all type of work? I'm sure you will get the answer. Just analyze it, because we are going to discuss right now this only. So in single celled organisms, only one cell is responsible for all the functions that are taking place in the body. Okay, but in case of multicellular organisms, what will happen? In multicellular organisms, it cannot be possible. Why? There are so many, trillions and trillions of cells, if we talk about our cells. So if there are so many cells, what do you think? All the cells are going to perform the same work? No. They do not perform all the same work. For example, let us take here, first of all, like amoeba, unicellular organism, in which all the life processes are taking place in a single cell. Then we come to multicellular organisms, where division of labor is followed. What do you mean by division of labor? That some cells are expert in doing one kind of work, then another group of cells or cluster of cells are specialized in doing some particular task. Okay, like let us take the examples of various functions that are taking place, like digestive system is conducting only the work related to nutrition. Okay, transportation system, like the circulatory system in our body, will do particular type of work. So do you think that all the cells in them are similar? No, that also not. So what is happening? Different types of cells which are of different structures, different shapes, different sizes are performing one type of task. Okay, just imagine your digestive system. Digestive system starts from your mouth. Okay, in mouth teeth are there, tongue is there, then the upper jaw, lower jaw, then there is the epiglottis and all, and then to the food pipe, esophagus. Okay, then it goes to stomach. Stomach does its work, churning of food, etc. And then after that, where it goes? In the small intestine. And small intestine helps in digestion, then large intestine and anus. Through anus, the waste is expelled out. So are all the cells same in size and shape and structure, or they are performing same type of work? That's why they are similar. So this is only we are going to study here, that how multicellular organisms have different types of cells which are performing same type of work. Okay, same type of function is being performed by them. So today we are going to study about this only, that this division of labor is done in specialized cells or groups of cells or clusters of cells. Okay, so they are called tissues. What do we call them? Tissues. In earlier chapter we read about cells. Now group of cells which are same in structure, okay, similar in maybe structure or may not be, okay, but have common origin and similar structure to perform a common function. Okay, they are performing one kind of function only. So what do we call them? Tissues. Again, let us see. Tissues are the group of cells having a common origin and similar structure or performing a common function. Okay, so these group of cells are called tissues. Who gave this term tissues? Who coined this term? The biologist or histologist, I would say, Bichet, B-I-C-H-A-T. Bichet was the histologist who gave this term tissue. He coined the term tissue. And histology is the study of tissues. Okay, like biology. What does it mean? Study of life. Zoology, study of animals. Okay, botany, it is study of plants. Ornithology, study of birds. So in this way, there are different types of the people, those who study different type of sciences, they are given that particular name, and the streams also. So here, Greek word histos. Okay, histology is originating from a Greek word, histos plus logos. Okay, histos means tissues. Okay, for tissues we are using the word histos, and logos means study. So study of tissues is called histology. What do we call it? Histology. Fine. So here again let us recapitulate that what is the definition of tissues. It is group of cells having a common origin and similar structure to perform a common function. Okay, that they are called tissues. And who coined the term tissues? Bichet, B-I-C-H-A-T. And what is histology? Histology is the study. Histology is the study of various tissues. Okay, so it was, who coined this term histology? Do you know? It was Mayer, M-E-Y-E-R. He was the person who gave this term histology. So now we will learn that why these tissues are to be learned. What is their importance? Okay, first is that they help in the formation of the organism. So organism is formed because of the tissues. And if you know that what is the body organization of an organism, do you know this? How the body of an organism is formed? Let us see. Cell. The first level of the organism is cell. Then cells together form tissues. Tissues together form an organ, and organs together form an organ system. And organ systems together form an organism. So these are the various levels of the body organization of an organism. So cells, they together form tissues, and tissues, they together form an organ, means tissues which are performing same type of function. For example, skin is an organ. It helps us in protection. It has these sweat glands, oil glands, okay, and it is protecting our inner organs. Then this is an organ. Organ system together means different organs together make an organ system. Like respiratory system, how it is formed? First of all nose, and then windpipe. Windpipe, after that it goes to windpipe or trachea. So these are different organs. Nose is an organ, trachea is an organ. Then it divides it into two, bronchi. Bronchi becomes organ, then lungs. So this is how the organ system. Okay, then whole of this, all the organs performing same type of work, they make an organ system. And different organ systems, just like respiratory system, circulatory system is there, then excretory system, digestive system, reproductive system, all these systems together make an organism. Okay, so this is the body organization level of an organism. Okay, Now we are discussing that do all plants and animals or all the organisms in this world, do they have same types of tissues? What about plants and animals? Do you think they have same type of tissues? No. According to the body structure of the plants and animals, they have different types of tissues. As you have learnt in earlier classes that the plants, they have a very simple body design. Is it or not? Do they have to move here and there for some different works? Like they have to go to earn their bread? No, they are standing at a place and whole of the life they passes over there only. Means they are sedentary, okay, located at a place. They do not move here and there. Why are we moving? Why are we going to job? Why are you coming to school? Just to earn your future bread, or means food. We are moving for food, either for food or for shelter or whatever our basic needs. Okay, so but plants, their main basic need is only food, and that they can synthesize in their body. So their body has a very simple body structure or body plan. For them, the tissues that are present in the cells are quite simple as compared to the animals, and they have very less tissues also according to their body design as compared to the animals. We have different type of tissue for different things. Okay, so this is how we can tell about, on the basis of like mobility, we have to move from one place to another. Then we have different type of tissues from the plant as compared to the in the reference of growth. Okay, growth, like animals, they have a limited growth, but plants, they have unlimited growth. Okay, they have so many branches. The infra of the plant is quite huge and heavy as compared to animals. So in regard of mobility, movement from one place to another, then growth, and then structural organization. What kind of structural organization do they have? So this also defines that animals and plants have different types of tissues. So today I have introduced the chapter of tissues. So we are going to have a small recapitulation. What are tissues? So write down the questions first. What do you mean by tissues? What is histology? Who gave the term tissues? Then next question is that are plants and animals made of same types of tissues? Then if yes, give reason. If no, why? What are the various points on which we define that they have different types of tissues?